I'm live, it says. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of followers and watch hours. It's me, and it doesn't look like there's anyone in here, even though I see comments. But that's okay. I can wait. Oh, now I see 5 people are here. Yay! It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. And followers and watch hours and, well, how long have you got? Everything that I need. Anyway, so welcome everybody. I'm glad to see you all here. Hi Gina, hi Nixie Pixie, hi Freaky Geek, hi Tammy, hi Pat, hi Katrina, yay! So, we're here. While we're still gathering, you know how we always begin our conversations. Hi, PJ. What's on your hook? What's in your cup? Where are you? And what's for dinner tonight? Honestly, I have no idea what's for dinner tonight. I don't even think we have any leftovers left. I might just make a sandwich. I don't know. I was going to, make one of my slow cooker meals, one that I really like, but it didn't happen. So, let's see. I'm just about done with this thing, and I will have pictures of it on Instagram this evening. Everybody's doing ponchos, so I had to do one of my own. Because, you know, I don't have an original thought in my head. I always copy other people. But don't tell anyone I said that. Anyway, Freaky Geek, your nose is in your cup. With every sip. You're knitting a sweater. Ooh, nice. Nice. What color is it going to be, Freaky? Oh, hi, Julie. Woot woot. Yes, we love Granny D. Well, for many reasons, but also for sending people over in this direction. Tammy says, I'm currently in the parking lot at the grocery. Had Arby's for dinner. And the kimono ruana. Oh, I've seen that. It's beautiful. I use the basic kimono structure to create the shawl that I call the Sharon shawl. Yeah, and in fact, I'm doing a second sample of it right now because I had some really colorful yarn that I thought would be beautiful. I thought I might gift it to someone, but I might gift it to someone else. Who knows? Freaky Geek says it's one of those colors that confused me. It could be red, brown, or burgundy with blue. Oh, I'll bet it depends upon the lighting as well. I would just bet. Water in your cup, baby. Oh, God. Baby throw up on your hook. Well, it's lovely to have a baby. Even if the baby does throw up. Oh, PJ is making a shawl to wear if she needs it at her daughter's wedding on, I assume you mean May 15th. I think that's great. Katrina likes the beef and cheddar from Arby's. They have some pretty darn good sandwiches, I will say. There was a time when every time I ate at Arby's, I got sick, but that doesn't happen anymore. Although I will say the last time I went to Arby's, I observed 3 people behind the counter, including the one who took my order, not wearing their masks correctly. I should have left, but I did have a word with the manager. Katrina, yes, you love the beef and cheddar. Nixie Pixie, almost finished with your purse pattern, adding buttons and a strap. Then I get to go back over the whole thing. Excellent, excellent. I have a few pattern testers, but I would always welcome more. So I'm going to send out this this poncho pattern that I'm completing right now as we speak. to a few people. If you would like to test this poncho for me, then send me an email. What else do we have going on? Well, I will say this is a good time to mention my hi Becky Bramlett, hi AJ, glad to see you, hi Sanita. This is a good time to mention my broadcast schedule. Today is Wednesday, so we have a Wednesday free-for-all with actually no topic at all. We just talk until we're tired of each other. And then on Thursday, I have always done Flip Thursdays, and I'm just now starting to do them live on Thursdays at 4:30 Eastern. If that time is not good for you, there will always be replays. And I will keep them under an hour. Also, hi Whisper, hi Crochet Nana. For anyone who is a member on my Patreon, on tomorrow at 1 o'clock, there will be a members only live stream. The last time I did it, there were some kind of technical glitches. So I hope that everything works out well now. Hi, Ali's Crafts Pursuits. And I hope everything works out with tomorrow's live stream. I'm going to post a reminder tomorrow morning, or maybe tonight, about it with the link. Because it's already scheduled in YouTube, so I might as well just go ahead and post the link in Patreon. Let's see, what else do we have? So that was it. Tomorrow is Thursday. Friday, I post a tutorial every Friday. I can't remember which one is coming up. I think it might be the Hugs and Kisses scarf, but I'm not quite sure. I will definitely do a tutorial about this particular poncho that I am working on. I have one amazing video content creator who did one tutorial for me with another pattern of mine, and her name is Sabrina Melodiez. And if I don't have the link in the description, I certainly have a post about it in the community tab. I would certainly recommend going to see her tutorial and her other videos as well. So Friday tutorial. Saturday is I do shout out Saturdays, talking about other channels and websites that I think would be worth looking at. And I have actually recently found some. Hi, Audrey Smalley. I have recently found. Hi, Elizabeth. I'm glad to see you. Recently found some new people to recommend just by surfing on Instagram. Some really good content creators over there. I always do 4 or 5 Yarny channels or websites and 1 non-Yarny. Speaking of non-Yarny, a couple of weeks ago, my non-Yarny channel was the Asher House, which is focused on pet rescue. So look what I got in the mail today. It's an Asher House face mask. And look what else I got. It's a puppy dog face mask. How cool is that? Oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, I would certainly recommend you. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago that I included the Asher House in my Shout Out Saturday. So I would recommend you going to that that video to find the, well, and of course viewing it all the way through, but finding the link there as well. Let's see, I was talking about Shout Out Saturdays. On Sundays, I have poetry readings. Oh, Elizabeth, isn't it wonderful? Gina loves it too. PJ thinks it's cute, and so does Katrina. Oh my goodness. We have 24 people here. And look, Dear Nightbot has posted a link to my Hat Not Hate contest, where I ask subscribers to the channel, you have to be subscribed, to guess how many hats I will complete for Hat Not Hate in time to send them in. And there's a secondary question: how much blue yarn am I going to have left over? And that's much more difficult to predict. I certainly believe I have enough blue yarn to get me to the end of the contest. But I'm not all that sure that it will. Oh, thank you, Katrina, for posting my Patreon link. Yes, what was I going to say? So anyway, and I actually, earlier this week, I posted a, hi, Danine, nice to see you. Earlier this week, I posted a an update, a very brief update video about that contest, because I've been reaching out to pattern creators to you know, ask if they would donate a pattern or so. So go and look at that video as well. It's a short one, so watch it about 20 times, because I need the viewing hours. Ha! Actually, I really do need the viewing hours. I'm just over 100 hours short of 2,000, which is the midway point between me and monetization. So I would love to see 2,000 by May 1st. So hi, Cindy. Welcome in. I haven't seen you before. And Katrina is very kindly posting a lot of links for me. Thank you, Katrina. I really need to update my Ravelry store. I also have an Etsy store that is even in more need of updating. Katrina, it's about time for that that dinner that Daryl put in the oven, isn't it? I hope it's tasty. I'm sure it is. We were talking about that. I was visiting Katrina's live stream earlier today, so I hope that people. Hi, Brenda. I hope that you will also visit Katrina, and definitely visit Brenda. And hi, Barbara. How is that little corner of Kentucky? Oh, yes. So we were talking about there are some really, really, really delicious frozen entrees out there. But I try not to do it too much, because I try not to have too much processed food. So it's a balance. It is, just like everything in life. I'm not really known for making balanced choices, or even for my physical sense of balance. But she and her very nice husband were talking about their dinner plans, which included a very nice and delicious sounding frozen lasagna. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to post the link to invite people up. If anybody wants to come up, there we go. There we go. So let me know. You have to be someone that I know, but that's okay, because I know nearly everybody who's here. So anybody is welcome if I know you. If it's your first time here, I might think twice. But if I know you from other sites, other lives, then it's okay. Brenda, I was disappointed yesterday because I thought you were going to do your regular live stream yesterday at 3 o'clock. And hi, Dinas. And it looks like you didn't. And we were all crushed. What else? Oh dear, Whisper. I hope that Sven feels better very quickly. I don't have migraines, but I understand that they are just horrible. And I should count my lucky stars, but I don't. So anyway, I put the link out there if anybody wants to come up and share the screen with me. Otherwise, I will, hey, Granny D. Otherwise, Granny D, I just posted the link to come up if you would like to. I'll repost it just a second. Anyway, Nightbot is doing very well for me today. Yes. Once I got everything figured out with Nightbot. And actually, I found Nightbot easier to figure out than StreamYard and Patreon, all of them. So on and on. Let's go on. We have done enough rounds of this. That's okay, Granny D. No pressure. Hi, Deneen. Taxes and pocket shawls. How many pocket shawls are you up to now, Deneen? She's made about 14,000 for a local shop. And they can't keep them in the stock because they're so popular with the buying public. So, anyway. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Well, working on number 100, Deneen. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to finish this round, and then I'm going to start ahead. This round might just be enough. I need to put it on my mannequin over there and figure out whether I need to keep going or whether this is enough. And I'm not going to show it to you until it's finished. I'm going to post pictures on Instagram. This is a poncho. I was saying earlier that everybody is doing ponchos, so I had to get in the act and do one of my own. And so that's what I have in my hand right now. So, and there. That round is complete. Use a stitch marker to make sure I don't lose any stitches. Put that down. So, yes. Thank you, Granny D. Yes. Thumbs up are always welcome. So are new subscribers, always. Okay, so I have recently been sent quite a lot of yarn by people. Hi, Sherry Miller. Oh, Sherry Miller, that website in the US is yarnnut.com. It's got 2 N's in it. Let me just type it in. yarnnut.com. And Dana, Triple C, has a discount code. I don't know how long it's good for, but it is a little bit of a discount, and they have some good prices on clearance and sale yarn right now. So so I bought some yarn there, and honestly, I was going to use it for a giveaway, but some of it is so beautiful, I might not use it for a giveaway. I can't promise. But I also, Lion Brand had their Santa sacks on sale. They're usually like 60 or more, and they had them on sale for 15 or something. So, so I bought one of those too, and I have no idea what's going to be inside it. And there was a limit of one; you could only buy one. So, as I was saying, amongst the yarn that I have been gifted in the past few weeks is this 2 skeins just like this, carrying 1 pound. The colorway is Ocean. If I wanted to make a sweater, 2 skeins would probably be enough, but think how many hats I can get out of this. And remember my hat not hate contest. Oh, Nightbot just reminded you of it, didn't he? Nightbot is so cool. Let's see what else. If anybody wants to come up, you're welcome. Oh, Sunita, you got a t-shirt for Hat Not Hate? I think that's wonderful. Ooh, Danine bought 3 Santa sacks. Ooh, go you. I only bought 1. I figure that's enough. I have some nice stuff that I will be giving away with my Hat Not Hate contest, and that's honestly going to be the next time I do a giveaway. It will be that Hat Not Hate contest. The Nightbot keeps pushing out the link for that, which is a very good thing. And there we go. Also, remember that Brenda has a raffle going on, and Brenda has her own Nightbot command for me. Oh, hello, Brenda!
Hello!
Okay, let me put my earbuds on now, so let's hear
you. Can you hear me okay?
Okay, now I can hear you, yes.
Okay, no echoes?
No echoes.
Okay, good,
No,
good.
I'm fine.
Just gonna come up for a little bit. Just got home today from camping, so I'm trying to get caught up with work and trying to get myself situated, get everything back in order, get the dogs back in order, get dinner going, and get myself ready for tomorrow. Hi, Sanita.
Excellent. Yeah, I was just telling people about your raffle.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some really wonderful looking prizes there. And all of the funds that you raise are for future giveaways.
Absolutely.
Particularly for postage, which can be exorbitant.
Yes. We just received a package today from Butterfly Dreams Crochet by Jeannie. And she donated some items towards the raffle prizes.
Oh, lovely.
Plus there's other stuff that have been added. So I'm going to try to put out a video tomorrow to update everybody. Yes, Granny, I got quite a bit of sun. My calves are burned to a crisp.
Uh-oh.
So I got aloe vera gel and lidocaine on them right now. So, but yeah, the packages are growing. So tomorrow I will probably put a video with the additions to the gift packs and where we're at so far. We should be doing the drawing either on the 2nd of May or the following Sunday. One of the two. I have to decide which one.
Okay. Okay.
But it's growing, and it's quite big.
And it seems to be growing. I think that's wonderful. Kim just came in, Affordably Crafty, and she sends greetings to all of us. Hi, Kim. Glad to see you.
How you doing?
What else? So I offered you a pattern to include in your prizes, correct?
That is part of the addition. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to, if you don't mind, have them go to the Ravelry shop and they can pick the one they want, and
That's
then
fine.
we can get it to them.
That is fine.
With
they
Dana's,
just have to. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say with Dana's, I'm actually picking the pattern myself. So left is right, right is left. My hair's all over the place.
Yeah. Actually, you don't look burned. You look very nicely tanned.
Well, my face looks pretty tan, only because the last time we went to the beach, I got quite a bit of sun in my face, so my face didn't get burnt per se. Mm-hmm. But my back and my legs and my shins, I should say, are fried. I literally like tomato red right now. But that's because we spend our days really kayaking.
Oh.
And you can't hide anywhere in a kayak, so your legs are exposed. So that's your back and your legs get the most of the sun. So I posted some videos on Instagram to show you guys what we were up to.
I did see one of those videos, and it looked like fun.
It's a lot of fun. I'm one with the ocean. That's my happy place. Fishing, kayaking, camping with my husband, and just hanging out. We don't have to be doing anything but just hanging out and fishing. Kayaking, that's enough for me. So.
That's enough.
Messy bun, huh, Granny? Yeah, I took a shower a little while ago and washed my hair and didn't feel like drying it, so I just put it up in a messy bun.
Well, I never feel like drying my hair.
Lucky you.
Yeah, actually, when I was younger, I was Mr. Blow Dryer. There are pictures on Facebook. I had a lot more hair then. It was thicker. It was redder. Nowadays, not so much.
Was it long?
It was the 80s. It was pretty bushy. It was. So go ahead.
I was gonna say, was it one of those what do you call it? Where it's short in the top and long in the back?
No, I always admired those, but I never could get it to work, which is probably a good thing in the end. No, just imagine a TV weatherman kind of blow-dried hairdo.
I got you.
You probably still see that with TV weathermen. But yeah. Now I'm older and it's thinner, and it is what it is. I like to keep it short because it's very easy to care for. And of course, my beard is so gray now that it looks more like stubble than a beard.
It actually looks good. It looks good. The whole thing looks right.
I guess it looks like me.
It just looks right. I mean, there's people who can't carry a beard. You carry it very well, and it looks full. From here to me, it looks full. It doesn't look patchy like some people How
No,
attractive.
I never had that kind of a problem. I was always able to grow a full beard. When I was younger, it was pretty red. But I grew one in again in my 30s and have kept one pretty much the entire time since then. So in my
Mhm.
30s, it started growing back in gray. And I was disturbed at first, but then I thought, why? That's okay. I have colored it once or twice, but that's a lot of trouble, and it does grow out fast because I keep it short.
Yeah, I think the hair color and for men, I don't think that stuff really lasts very long, does it?
Well, men do tend to keep their hair short,
So
so
it
it
grows.
does grow out more quickly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good point.
And Granny just gave me a lovely compliment.
Yes, I see that. David looks like the intelligent man that he is.
Aw, well, thank you, Granny. So anyway, um,
So you got some Happy Meal, I hear.
oh, that I was just talking about a little while ago, or
Mhm.
other stuff.
Yeah, no, yeah. The stuff that you received.
In the past few 2 or 3 weeks, I have been amazed by people's generosity. Um, um, Marie Chavez sent me
Yeah,
some Lion Brand fisherman's wool. That stuff's not
nice.
cheap. And
Mm-mm.
then I got a big box of stuff from Jamie Barber. She said that she had gotten it all as a gift, and so she was passing on the love. So some of that is what I'm using right now for this hat, but also some of it is going into my Hat Not Hate giveaway
Awesome.
contest thingy. But then some of it I'm using too, because some of it's really, really nice. But yeah, yeah. And then today, were you here when I was showing this? I ordered this a couple weeks ago. In my shout out Saturday, I included the Asher House, which is all about pet rescue.
Uh-huh.
And they have some really great videos, both on their own channel, but also on the Dodo channel, which is also all about pet rescue. So anyway, this is one thing that I got.
Oh, cool.
It's a
The
mask that says
Asher.
the Asher
Yes,
House,
I
and
like it. I like it.
then this is
Oh,
another thing. I cannot
that's,
wait to wear this in public.
I
It
love
should be
that.
centered. I should center it so that the dog is over my nose.
There you go. Oh my God, how cute is that?
I love these two guys. Now, I think maybe I'm supposed to put one of those disposable paper ones inside because there's a pocket here. I'll have to figure
I
that
think
out.
that's probably optional to put that little filter in there in case you
Yeah,
protection.
yeah. Well, the masks are really about protecting other people because,
Hmm.
um, well, you never know what happens. You could sneeze, you could cough, you
Hmm.
could do anything, that sort
Yeah.
of thing. Uh, and that's that. Haven't gotten any other happy mail recently. I did. Were you here when I mentioned that I posted a video earlier this week with an update about my Hat Not Hate contest with some of
No, I
the.
I haven't been able to watch much because I was in the campsite and my connection was really spotty. Really, the main reason why I didn't go live. Plus the fact that I was stuck in the middle of the ocean chasing some trout.
We have our priorities.
Yes, and caught a sunburn instead.
Well, that's the price you have to pay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, it was by the time I got back to shore, it was close to 4 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm not going to get on now.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I had not been paying attention. I did not realize you were away. I ended my own live, which I do every Tuesday at 2 o'clock,
mhm.
people. in time to send people over to you. So,
Aw.
oh, Tammy, I missed you coming in, but bye-bye. So, yeah, sometimes you just,
I'm gonna try to go see about tomorrow. Do it. So I'm gonna check to see what the schedule looks like for tomorrow afternoon. I know I did one last Thursday.
yes,
I think
you did.
What time was it? I can't remember what time it was. Was it?
I don't remember either.
I'm gonna say it was probably 4. I don't know. I have to. You know what? I have to check with Dana. Dana knows the schedule. I can just go back and see if I can figure it out on my last live.
You can find it in the YouTube studio.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna check. And see if I can go tomorrow, just so I can make up some of my watch hours.
So I was sharing with people earlier that I am just over 100 short of 2,000 watch hours, and that's halfway to monetization. And I would love to reach 2,000 by May 1st.
You will.
That was a hint to everybody watching.
Yes.
That and subscribe.
Well, you have your PP20 playlist set up, don't you?
I do have my PP20 playlist.
So to all those who are watching, if you can run David's PP20 playlist when you don't have to be ever present there watching it, but if you want to run it in your laptop while you're doing everything else, I'm sure he would greatly appreciate that. And that will get him that much closer to being monetized. So PP20, look for it in his playlist and just run it.
Thank you so much. You're a very good saleswoman. Actually, it's funny. I have somebody's playlist running on a computer on the other side of the room right now.
That's why I was asking you if you heard an echo, because I have tabs open in this laptop running 2 different playlists because since I was out of town, I didn't get a chance to run playlists for anybody Monday and Tuesday. And so I'm trying to get caught up. So I'm running all those playlists in the background right now. So that's why when I came up, I asked if you could hear any echoes, because I didn't want to mess up your live while I was running those lives.
So far, you sound fine.
I think so. I think so. Normally, I would hear it as well, but it seems like it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So, I am working on a hat here. I'm using a 9mm hook with my the Karen Pound of Love yarn that I was showing a little earlier.
What are you making?
A hat.
Oh.
So, and it's going to be vertically ribbed. So I'm doing back loop only single crochet here, and then at the very top it's back loop only slip stitch.
Oh, okay. So you're going to run and then cinch it? Oh, good.
So, and I honestly, I have no idea where I learned this. I think it's a pretty common thing to do. I don't know that anyone has copyright on the pattern. But, you know, sometimes I get tired with one pattern, so I'll do another. But it happens.
Plus, I'm certain that many patterns are repeats of other patterns, but there's just no way of checking every possible pattern under the sun to make sure that what you're putting out is a duplicate. There's just no way.
I always worry about that when I publish a pattern, whether I'm duplicating something that I saw and forgot.
I think most patterns are already been created at some point. It's just maybe it's been hibernating. I think there's just so much that there's just so much that can be done with crochet that at some point you're making things, we are creating things, and I think that's okay, because you know, it's not like you actually went out and saw something and saw it and decided to duplicate it and put your name on it. That's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you actually, in your mind, you're creating something, and thus it is your pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Now, I have heard stories about pattern creators being directly copied and someone else taking credit. Um, so I try to be very careful in what I do. But, you know, everything that I publish is something that I came up with on my own, and I add something of my own to it. I mean, there are only so many ways you can do a crew neck sweater.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure if we were to be given access to every single pattern ever made under the sun for every single beanie, I'm sure that you would find many of even beanies that are patterns by other people have been done previously by others. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there's just so many that you can only do so much with crochet. It's not an infinity, you know. So even with
Yeah.
even with the brand stitch that that I made, you know, I researched as much as I could before I called it my brand stitch, and granted, I didn't find anything that came close to it, but in the back of my mind, I know there could possibly be somewhere under the sun a pattern that somebody maybe in another part of the world had created. You know what I'm saying? And named it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like my sweater pattern. Somewhere somebody probably has done that particular combination
Mhm. Stitches.
um, of cables and ridges. Actually, I think I'm going to resurrect that and actually get it published maybe by sweater season this year. Because I had to let it rest for a while.
Mm.
Um, but you know what they tell writers to put their all into their first novel and then put it in a drawer and get on with their lives.
And then pull it back out.
Yeah, possibly, but only after you've done a lot of other things, and then you can
Mm.
revisit it, and you will find out what you have learned in the interim, and sometimes you can make changes and use it, and sometimes it remains a learning experience, and I don't think either one of those alternatives is a bad thing.
Right. Well,
So.
sometimes you have to walk away from a project, especially I do that quite often if I feel like it's overwhelming me because of either I'm not understanding the pattern. Sometimes I just put it aside, walk away. I come back a few days later with fresh pair of eyes, and I read it,
Mhm.
and it comes to me, and then I understand it. You know, sometimes you just have to do that.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and I've done that before. I have actually I have several things I need to get back to because I put them aside. Well, I'm also finding that now that I'm creating my own patterns, I get bored with other people's patterns.
I have
Well,
yet to create my own pattern. I haven't done. I
Becky
have,
would be great at it.
maybe one day. Maybe one day. Right now,
Mm.
I'm doing other people's test patterns, and I just finished on Jeannie's the stitch marker wall hanger.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can get it. Hold on a second.
I've seen the pictures from that pattern.
See
Yeah.
if you can.
Oh, I love the colors.
And then the tassels, left is right, right is left. And then what
Uh
I did, I used while at the beach, I found a piece of driftwood.
huh.
And I used
Oh, how
driftwood
perfect.
as the wood. So my husband actually just trimmed it for me so it would. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use jute, and I'm going to jute the ends and both sides, and then I'll run a jute cord to hold it. So yeah, so this is my finished. It's hard to tell here in the small camera, but yeah.
Oh, I
This is
like it. Yeah, I like the colors.
I was doing it while on the camper, while in the camper.
Mm. Yeah, it's good to have a portable project.
Let me go close, see if I can. Because I
Oh,
can see it coming right behind me. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Although I'm just gonna be able to do it, but no, that's not gonna help. Yeah, that's not gonna help. It's the half moon window that's causing that. So
Oh, I see.
I can't close that one. So I'll just stick my head in the way and try to cover it.
You look like you have a halo, which we all know you already have anyway.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah, but we had a good time. Glamping, like they say, it's not considered camping when you have your own camper with AC, right?
Exactly. Well, I spent so many years in New York. For me, the outdoors is what you go through between your apartment and a cab.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Hi, Allie. How are you? Yeah, but
Oh, hi, Ali. I'm so remiss in not paying as much attention to the chat as I might. But I don't think anyone's being unruly because you know how awful crochet people can be.
No, we don't have unruly people.
No, I fear that I am neglecting people, and I don't want anyone to feel neglected. Because everybody is welcome.
It's hard to be in a live, have somebody up in the panel, and also keep track of the chats. Ali saying, "I'm good for you." I'm good, Ali. Just back from vacation. Well, not really a mini getaway. We were only gone for 3 days, so we can only go in small spurts because of my husband's with our business. We can't be gone long, so.
You mentioned that before, where you don't get long vacations, but the short ones can be just as rewarding, especially if if that is what you enjoy more.
Now, come the winter months here, it's a little bit different because in the landscaping business, normally you consider when you do a contract, it's a cut every week in the summer months and a cut every other week on the winter months, and that's the way the billing is done, and that's the way you quote a job, taking into consideration weekly cuts in the summer and bi-weekly cuts in the winter. So in the winter time, we can get away in the off weeks because he doesn't have to worry about being out there cutting grass or doing any landscaping work. But on the summer months where there's work every week, then it's a little bit trickier. So.
How many people does he have working for him?
He's got right now 3. So, but it's perfect for us and manageable, and yeah, I wouldn't want anything bigger.
Oh yeah, because I was going to say it sounded like you were just fine with the size that you have.
Yeah.
Because sometimes companies do grow too fast and they can't adjust.
We've had the business since 1994.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah, so we've been in business for a long time. It's just one of those things where it's just the perfect size for us. It's manageable. We don't have to worry too much about staffing issues because there's not that much staffing. We only have the 3, and so it's easier that way. It's easier to manage, less stress that way too.
I can imagine.
And it pays the bills. If it didn't pay the bills, then that would be a whole nother issue. But it pays the bills, so.
So then, you're not going to get greedy and try to grow too much.
No.
So,
there's a lot of competition, especially here in Florida with landscaping companies. There's so many landscaping companies, is crazy. So, the fact that we have a lot of established clients and business accounts is just the perfect size for us.
Then I'm sure the growth that you see is like organic from referrals and that sort of thing, rather than just going out and seeking it.
Exactly. So, right now we have a lot of accounts with management companies, and so, properties that are renters and stuff. So those are always constant, And if they sell a house and they pick up another one, then that's another account, that's another piece of business that we have. So it kind of always washes out. But it's a tough job. It's not easy, especially here in Florida. Once the summer months are in full bloom, and it can get up in upwards of close to 100 degrees with the humidity. So
I remember those Florida summers.
Yeah, I don't envy my husband at all when it comes to that. So,
no, does he do a lot of the actual outdoor work himself?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a sort of thing that particularly, well, I know you're both just 29 and some months, but as you grow older, you want to have more people doing stuff.
And that's one of the things I've been talking to him about. I've been talking to him about taking a step back and allowing the guys to take a more proactive role. But he wants to make sure that the work gets done correctly and nobody does it like the boss. And he's the micromanager when it comes to that, because he wants to. His clients are used to a certain performance, and we have left the crew on their own for a long period of time, and we have come back to a mess. So,
Sounds like you might need a different crew.
Well, sometimes you just need a good foreman. If you can find a good foreman that can lead the crew, then that's you won the battle. Yes, Dr. Phillips is very is, I would say, a 20-minute drive from me. I used to live growing up near Dr. Phillips. I used to live in Bay Hill, which is where the Bay Hill Classic takes place, and that is literally Dr. Phillips is part of that area. So, but yeah, that's Dr. Phillips. It's in Orlando. It's an area in Orlando near. It's smack in the middle, near Disney, near everything. It's smack in the middle of everything. So if your son's moving to that area, he's going to be having tons of restaurants near him, lots of traffic to drive through. But yes, it's not far from me at all. It's about a 20-minute drive. My mom used to live there for a while. And I'm hoping that she will come back to live in that area, because my mom's getting older and she lives almost an hour away, and it's not easy for us to get to her in situations of emergency. So I'm trying to convince her to, her and my dad, of course, to come back and move closer. Hi, Mandela Sparkle. How are you? Welcome in.
Hi, Mandela Sparkle. Glad to see you. Yeah, I used to live in Hollywood.
Okay, South Florida.
So I don't know much about the Orlando area, but I was thinking, in fact, someone I follow on Instagram is in Orlando, and I'm thinking, gosh, that would be a nice place to live.
You should swing on by.
Well,
and there is such thing as Restaurant Row in Dr. Phillips. It's just a street where it's just full of restaurants and shopping, and it's a nice area. There's just a lot of traffic, but it's a nice area.
Well, every city has that sort of area.
But that is Dr. Phillips is so close to our international drive on our tourist area. It's kind of like a mix of locals and tourists. So it's like a doubly busy, and It's just there's a lot of traffic in that area. Oh, Mandela lives
Sounds.
in Tampa as well.
Oh, Tampa. My best friend from college he's in St. Pete, which is not Tampa. It's just across the bay.
Yeah, St. Pete's nice though.
So yeah, he's pastor of a historic Lutheran church there in St. Pete. So, but he also we used to sing together in school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But then he felt called to go in other directions. I mean, he was actually working as a singer, but then went in this direction. And I understand he's very successful at it. So there you go. So,
He's
and I,
Austin. So, Aaron, your son's coming from Austin. I've never been to Austin. I know I've been to San Antonio. I know San Antonio's got crazy traffic as well. I'm assuming all of Texas is the same way.
I spent quite a bit of time in Dallas, and yeah, there's traffic there. I'll tell you that, and crowds and annoyances of every sort.
Yeah, I heard the traffic there is pretty bad too. So I think I heard that Georgia's got really bad traffic. Well, we here in Florida have horrible traffic in Central Florida. I heard Texas has really bad traffic. I don't know, but
I think, yeah, I think most major cities have that issue because they haven't been able to keep up.
yeah. Sherry near Universal. Sherry's saying, let me see. Sherry said, near Universal. What were you saying, Sherry? I see Sherry Mill say near Universal. Yeah, Dr. Phillips is near Universal as well. It's like smack in the middle of tourist area. International Drive is near Universal. On the opposite side, you have Disney not too far away, about another 10-minute drive. It's smack in the middle of everything, and it's just very busy area. So, but he's used to Austin traffic. He'll be just fine in Dr. Phillips.
I have never been to Austin, Texas, and wanted to visit while I was in Dallas. Because the University of Texas has a very well-known music school.
Oh, nice.
But then so does the University of North Texas, which is just outside of Dallas. So, and so does Southern Methodist University, which is inside of Dallas. So, I heard some good. Go ahead.
They're saying we have a home in Titusville. Titusville, Florida. Yes, that's we went where we went camping is in Sebastian, which is south of Titusville, a little bit further south past Melbourne. So, but yeah, Titusville is it's not far from us either. It's about another 45-minute drive, depending where in Titusville you go. But yeah, a lot of Florida bound or. So you have a home in Titusville, Sherry? Where do you live most of the time? Do you have a home elsewhere?
Mandala lived in New York City when it was crazy there with traffic. It's always been crazy with traffic and still is. Yeah.
It's so crazy. Austin is awful traffic. I'm north of Dallas. My daughter-in-law was Minnie Mouse in college, so they are excited to live near Disney. Austin is the most like Southern California where I grew up. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're gonna enjoy it. I mean, Orlando is a great place to live. It's just right now, it's just a lot of traffic, and unfortunately, the hospitality industry, which it carries a lot of the employment here in the Central Florida, is still struggling quite a bit. But he's obviously doesn't have to worry about that because he's an attorney. He's gonna be working in a law firm. Did you find what you're looking for, Papa? Huh? No? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Number 5.
Huh?
I'm working.
We go to Trader Joe's in your area, but okay. New York never sleeps, LOL, says Mandela. Yep.
Certainly didn't when I lived there in a ground floor apartment right next to the sidewalk.
Oh, wow. That must have been an interesting place to
It was a
live.
cheap apartment, and there was a reason.
There you go. Level floor, people probably knocking in your window 24/7.
Well, it wasn't so much that, it was just sidewalk noise. I remember one night, like at 2 or 3 in the morning, there were children running around screaming and playing. And, where were their parents at that time of night? So, I just got very upset.
Oh, Elizabeth Barrett. She's saying, you both were so calming while I drive home from work. Very soothing, kind voices.
I hope we don't put you to sleep.
Not while you're driving. If not, just go like this and make sure the sun behind me just wakes you up with this big old light.
Interesting. Yeah. People, I get some interesting comments about my speaking voice. And when I do my Sunday readings of poetry, I've had people tell me that I should consider doing audiobooks. I don't know about that. But I like doing the poetry. I think it's fun.
Mama Riz is home now. Thank God. We're glad you're home, safe and sound, and we didn't put you to sleep giving voices.
That's good. That's good. I've had long driving commutes to and from work before, and sometimes I have had to struggle to stay awake.
Oh God.
So
I hate driving. So I drive to work and back, but if it's a long drive, I'll force my husband to go with me, or I'll find somebody to go with me. I don't like going by myself because I feel like I'm gonna just doze off out of boredom.
Yeah, more and more I have that problem now, but also more and more I don't sleep all that well. So it just builds up. So I only drive.
I was gonna say, so when you drive, you probably are afraid you're gonna doze off.
I try not to drive long distances. I have in recent years. I drove to Dallas and back. And I could drive to other cities in North Carolina, but mostly I just drive around town, where it's easy to stay awake.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like driving, period, because in 2005, I had a really bad panic attack when I was driving on my way to, and from that point on, I just hated driving. It just really set a fear that it was going to happen again. And so, I drive just about everywhere. Like if my work is a good 20 minutes away, so I drive there and back and drive around town. But like long distances by myself, I avoid it at all costs.
In Florida, you have to drive everywhere.
Yes.
If there is public transportation, it's not very efficient, or it doesn't have really good coverage. And that's true in most of the country. Because we have such a car culture. It's only in the very large and crowded cities where they have the public transportation, because they have to.
Sherry says, my husband and I are over-the-road truck driver. Oh, wow. Kudos to you and thank you to you.
Oh, yeah. A very important part of our economy. That is And exactly, kudos, because I certainly could not do that.
Mm-mm.
Do you know Dana's Wanderlust Crochet?
Yes.
She also
Yes.
drives over the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jamie, her and her dog, he's so cute.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, I think she's like totally awesome to just take on that by herself with her dog. Is just, to me, wow, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's just, yeah. I would not be able to do that.
No, not everybody's made. It's made the same way. I mean, for sure. That's what
Exactly.
it should be. Hi, Liz. How are
Oh,
you?
hi, Liz. Glad to see you.
But yeah,
We're just having a chat up here and totally ignoring everybody in the room. I feel like we could like sit over a cup of tea or something stronger and have the same chat,
mhm.
which I think is perfectly lovely. I've met so many really wonderful people in the crochet community. And it's only, I don't know, September, October of last year that I started getting involved. I think it was the end
Yeah,
of
I guess
October
I
when I
started my
post.
channel. I think my channel I started September 15th, so I know exactly what you mean. It just seems like it's just like the other day. And you meet
Exactly, exactly. And
people.
so many really wonderful new friends.
Yeah, yeah. Liz says, it happens. So does Wanda, the backward crochet, and I think are all truck drivers. Okay,
Do you
yes.
know what's funny? I just got an email that says I'm live.
You just got an email that says that?
Yeah,
Just
just now.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Uh,
So backwards crochet, Wanda, the backwards crocheter. It's I think you're right. I think she's a truck driver.
I don't know her very well. I've seen her in chats, but I haven't
She's,
interacted
pla- she's
much.
placed she's placed quite a few orders from me. That's the same person I'm
Oh,
thinking
that's
about.
lovely. Yeah.
And she's always telling me, "Well, I'm driving from Colorado. I'm doing." Well, I'm thinking she's just visiting, but now it makes
Hmm.
perfect sense that she's a truck driver. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Um,
No, no, I can't even imagine doing that.
no, me neither.
I
Me
mean,
neither.
it's not just the driving; it's just living in your truck and showering at truck stops and
Driving a truck. Sometimes my husband drives his trailers all day, and then he drives when we go out. When we go away, he drives. He pulls the camper. And there's times where he'll tell me, "Can you drive?" I'm like, "No."
Crochet Nana suggests another name who is a truck driver. I'm not sure I know Coffee Crochet and Cuddles. Is that someone I should seek out?
So one of the backwards is a truck driver. Yes, yes. She's placed quite a few orders from me. She's so
Mm,
sweet. I wasn't sure that she was a truck driver. She's always saying how she's driving and she couldn't answer me back if I sent her an email, but now that makes perfect sense.
yeah. Now, speaking of orders, when I get monetized to celebrate, I am going to order a special channel plaque from you and your husband.
Yay!
So people watch me. Give me those few hours.
Yes, PP20. Run it, run it, run it.
Exactly. Or all of them. All of them. Usually when it's, a lot of us who are part of the Triple C community, Creative Crochet, we have this buddy list system going for those people who are not
Yes,
part of
yes.
it. When I have, every day when I start running somebody else, I don't go to the playlist. I just go to their videos and click play all.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I usually do it for the next 24 hours because
I
it's
do
on another machine.
I do the same thing. I know that with Dana, she says 20 hours, but I normally end up running it longer than that.
I honestly do not know how long my PP20 playlist is. It's probably over 20 hours by now. Because
Yeah.
every time I post something new, I add it to that list. Now, I mentioned that I'm now doing 3 live streams a week, 4 if you include the members only that I do for Patreon members. And Nightbot will be flashing a Patreon link. Hello, Maria Elena Valdivia. I'm so proud of myself that I can say that.
And New York, NYXCPYXCY. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but she said, I thought about it for years. I'm assuming truck driving, but I couldn't leave my kids for that long. Yeah, I don't blame you. And I think Mama Riz is saying, if a camper had AC, I could glam, but I need AC, LOL. Mama Riz, our camper has AC. If there's no AC, Mama Brenda won't be camping.
You know, for me, roughing it is a hotel that doesn't have room service.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. No. I can do the camper with AC any day. Our AC did break down in our last camping trip to the beach when we went to Beverly Beach, but it was so cold in the evening that we didn't need an AC anyway. So we got lucky, but it's back up and running.
I meant to ask you whether you have a permanent campsite that belongs to you.
No, we store it at a friend's. A friend of my husband's has a sod business, and so he lets us park the camper in his land.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, so they help. You know, my husband refers business to him, and they kind of refer business back to each other. So he kind of helps him out. Plus, he pays him a little bit every month. You know, if he hasn't referred him,
Which
he'll get more. Yeah. I love Triple C community and friends. And Maria Elena Valdivia, hello. And Mama Rose is saying, I love Triple C community and friends. Yes, they have the best community. Dana's lovely, and she's like our sis. At least for me, she's like one of my sisters.
She is. They both are just perfectly lovely. And I'm really happy for the success that she's getting with like some upcoming opportunities.
Yes.
So I think that's wonderful, and I think the more success that she reaches, the more success reflects on us as part of her community. I mean, that's a selfish way to look at it, but I'm a selfish guy. But you know, I think she's.
I think she's gonna do great. I think she's gonna do great. She is. She's hit a good place right now where she's getting noticed, and I think she's in that perfect spot right now. Mama Riz she's asking me, is it easier to pull a trailer or drive an RV? Okay, we consider an RV. The reason we didn't go with an RV, we have a travel trailer, it's actually 22 a footer, but ours has the back opens up to like a porch, so it's really considered 27 footer. We did not go with an RV because an RV is a motorized vehicle. Thus, the insurance is higher, maintenance is higher, everything is double the price. So once you get to your destination, unless you're towing a small vehicle or a vehicle, you're literally stuck on your site unless you pack up your RV and drive where you need to go. So,
I have seen there are quite a few channels of people who have like changed their lives, and they live all year round in RVs traveling around the country.
Yeah, a lot of those people actually pull a car so that when they get to where they were going, they can drive around and not be stuck.
And a lot of them have a setup like you do with a big truck, and that looks like a very manly truck that you guys have. And they pull a very good size self-contained RV behind it. So
yeah.
Hey Nancy.
At least at least for us, Mama Riz, it was a better option, just cost effectiveness. Truth be told, most RVs and most travel trailers, the moment you bring them home, they give you all kinds of trouble. They put these units together so quickly, they don't really make them all that great, and that's the truth. And so to spend so much money on a motorized RV and then have to, on top of that, try to do repair, it's just too much money. And for what we want to use it for, it wasn't worth the expense. So that's why we decided to go with a travel trailer instead. So we pull it and we park it and we have the car. We can go to the store if we need to. If there's an emergency and we need to go somewhere to get medicine, we can do that, so.
You can go out to a nice restaurant in that truck.
Exactly. Go shopping, do anything we want to do and not feel tied to wherever we have parked.
Exactly. Yeah. I would consider that briefly. As long as I had a working bathroom and a shower.
Yes.
You
do?
And if I could cook, yeah, I would consider that sort of thing.
Ours has a stand-up shower, a full-size stand-up shower, a nice bathroom, a nice commode, and it's got a 3-range stove.
3-burner stove, yeah.
And a stove. And a microwave, so you have plenty. I mean, you really have all that you need. So,
Elizabeth Aaron says, "Shopping in restaurants. You're speaking my language." Mine too.
Yeah. Believe it or not, even though you're out there camping, sometimes you do want to take off and go find a restaurant.
And you might want to go shopping, particularly. I know lots of people who find such joy at outlet malls, and they are everywhere nowadays.
Yes.
So that's the sort of thing that is worth considering when you would adopt that kind of lifestyle. I would consider doing it. Actually, my aunt and uncle, well, the uncle is no longer with us. My aunt is probably not with us much longer. But they used to, when they both retired, they bought an Airstream trailer. And those guys, they don't come cheap, do they? Yeah.
That's a lifetime unit. I mean, that is something that is.
Yeah. And they became part of. Yeah, they became part of this whole RV community. I mean, they didn't live in it full time, but they made all of these trips, and it was they loved it. But I mean, my aunt is my uncle is gone, and my aunt is getting up there.
Yes, Mama Riz, those are the silver ones.
The silver ones.
Those are more expensive, but those are made to last, and they will last you for years and years and years and years. I mean, those are built. It's a whole nother ball game, but you pay for it, but it's well worth it. If I had that kind of money, I would buy an Airstream, but I don't. Am I correct
in assuming that they're also very luxurious inside?
Yes. It's just they're made well. It's a particular brand, and they're made very well. It's aluminum, and it's just a whole nother ball game. But they have come up with some new models. We just saw one in our campsite this past weekend to die for.
Do you know what I would love to have is a tiny house.
Me too.
The little ones, all I need is a yarn wall, perhaps an electric keyboard, and a place for books and music and things, and a kitchen and a place to sleep, and a comfortable chair, and a place for my computer.
And a
puppy.
And a puppy, yes. I was telling my husband, I said my dream would be to, when we retire, is I would love to live in the outer banks of South Carolina, North Carolina, or even Georgia, and in a 2-bedroom bungalow with a pool. In I don't have to be on the ocean, but maybe a 5 or 10 minute drive from the ocean is fine with me, and that would be my happy place.
Well, you're a very long way from retirement, but if you do decide upon that area, you'll be close to me if I'm still in that area.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
No.
But actually, the thing is, I came down here 2 or 3 years ago, right after that horrible hurricane. And I was dealing with a lot of stuff. I had, just had my breakup and everything, and I tried to start a business. I tried to start a few, and just didn't do very well. And I was rather isolated. So and then now we're all very isolated. So I don't have an awful lot of community here in Wilmington. So I sometimes feel like I have more community in Dallas. And I was only there for like 9 months.
Well, the thing is, now you can basically do anything from anywhere now.
I could, if this, crochet for a living thing takes off.
But you used to work in, you were computers, was it?
I used to be a business analyst. I was the guy who would write the requirements documents so that what the business side needed, the technical side understood, and what the technical side was capable of, the business side understood. Okay. So, and that sort of analysis thing that is something I can do, and I can also write.
But you can do that from anywhere, though, right? You can do that from anywhere.
If I wanted to do it again, I could.
Yeah,
possibly, but
you don't.
Well, I know. I sort of, like a lot of the jobs that I've had in my life, I sort of slurped into them. From one thing led to another. I was basically a secretary for this printing company, and then I got a job doing typesetting with a markup language, and then I got started doing programming with that markup language, doing like data-driven typesetting for like financial statements and things that are like individualized for every person, with huge databases, that sort of thing. And then I started doing the analysis, writing up the requirements. And I did a little bit of project management, but the analysis was a better fit for me. But if I wanted to get back into it, for one thing, I never had any kind of official certifications or industry certifications in that. And for another, even in the time since I have worked in that industry, things have changed so much. And the tool that I was especially adept with on the printing side is obsolete. So it would just be difficult to try to get back into it. So I've tried a few things. Now, Elizabeth Aaron, you know her first name, and I don't, and I'm horrible about that. Says, David, come back to Dallas. We're all transplants here, and it's such a melting pot. Yeah, I actually quite liked Dallas. Oh, and she also says that her husband wants a tiny house. She told him all of his shoes would not fit in a tiny house. I do have a large accumulation of junk. The first time I ever saw pictures of tiny houses when they were first becoming a thing, my first thought was, where do you put the grand piano? I can live with a keyboard, but
no grand piano in a tiny home.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
And I know there are people who tote their tiny homes around as if they're RVs.
Yes, yes, they do.
And when I was doing real estate, I learned the difference between whether you call it personal property or real property. And I think it has to do with basically whether you could move it today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's interesting. I don't really know.
There's
But
some
right
really
now, go ahead.
there's some really beautiful tiny homes out there. I mean, if that's your kind of,
I have seen some amazing pictures.
reduce, if you want to reduce and you want to kind of streamline your life and reduce the clutter and live a certain way, it's a tiny house is a great option.
And I would actually quite like that. I really would. I don't need to tote it around.
There's even communities now that you can buy a tiny home.
I saw a picture today, and I can't remember what city it was in. It was an aerial photo of a place that used to be basically a homeless camp where many, many, many homeless people just lived there. And now it has been turned into a tiny house community.
Yep.
For those same people.
Yep.
And that I think is beautiful.
That is an awesome idea, and that's something that should be done in more areas around the country for sure. Oh
gosh, I don't know why I'm thinking of this. I remember back years and years ago when I was living in South Florida, there were some what was it? Some kind of public housing deal. Maybe it was the Habitat for Humanity, something like that, where they were building houses for families. But there was some kind of complaint because the houses looked too modern and sort of stuck out, and they didn't look like every other house in the neighborhood. And I'm going, what? I just don't get that. And in the first place, I thought they were beautiful houses, and in the second place, I'm going.
What the complaint was, it wasn't that the houses looked more modern. The complaint was that these are houses for, in their mind, people of limited income, yet their houses are going to look better than mine.
No, actually, the complaints came from the occupants of the houses. They didn't want to stand out as being different from the rest of the neighborhood. This was in the late 80s. But, you know, nowadays I don't think you would hear that complaint as often. But then I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is a great idea, Mama Riz. I've seen some documentaries on small villages that they've created for homeless, for veterans. It's definitely a great idea, and one that it's not hard to do. The 80s were a blur, says Mama Riz.
I wish I could block out the 80s. They were not a great decade for me. No, the late 80s. In the early 80s, I was in college and having a great time and learning tons and tons and tons. But it was only after I graduated that the 80s sort of went downhill. Anyway, hi Denisha, glad to see you.
Hi Denisha. Well, David, I'm gonna head back down. Let me get myself together. It's getting a little late, and I want to try to get caught up on some emails.
Actually, yeah, we've been on an hour and a half. I don't recall how long you've been with me, but it seems like the whole time, and it's been lovely the whole time. But I have been on an hour and a half, so I need to consider closing things up and like.
Skedaddle.
I'm sorry, what was that?
So you need to skedaddle and skedoodle?
One of those, yes.
You'll skedaddle and I'll skedoodle, okay?
Okay. Oh, God. Now my trivia brain comes up. Do you know where the phrase 23 skidoo comes from?
Sorry.
It's from the Flatiron Building at Broadway and 23rd Street in New York. When it was first built in like 1909, there was something about the wind would whip around it that would sort of whip up ladies' skirts so that you might get a glimpse of an ankle in like 1909. And so young men would hang around to try to catch a view, and then the policeman would just move them along. So that's where 23 skidoo comes from. Why do I know these things?
I don't know how you know those things, but I'm glad you know them. Because that's actually
I used to live directly across the street from the Flatiron Building, actually. So
wow. Well, I'll skedaddle, and then I'll let you skedoodle.
And we'll both 23 skidoo.
There you go. Bye, guys.
Because nobody wants to see my ankles. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming.
Love you guys. Bye, David.
Bye-bye. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, especially for people who have just joined us lately, because we've been at it for about an hour and a half, and I really... I do need to close things up, get some dinner, do a little bit of cleaning. I can't believe I said cleaning. But, you know, do a little bit. Do something useful. But I'm really glad that you have all joined me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, you know, do all of that stuff. And keep coming back. Tomorrow I have a live stream at 4:30 Eastern, which is my Flip Thursday. If you can't make it at 4:30, you can always watch the replay. If you are a Patreon member, we have a members only live stream at 1 o'clock Eastern. Friday, I have a tutorial. Saturday, I have my shout out Saturdays, which I still need to record for this week. Ooh. Sunday, I have a Sunday reading of poetry. Next Monday is one of my Monday shorts, which is basically a 60-second tutorial. And then next Tuesday will be another topic Tuesday. And then we come back to Wednesday. So I want to thank you all for joining me. And it's time to go. Bye-bye now. Keep coming back.